Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the latest and greatest in the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm excited to share my thoughts with you today. We've got a lot to talk about, from the gridiron to the hardwood, and everything in between. Let's start with the NFL, shall we? The Denver Broncos took on the Las Vegas Raiders last night, and boy was it a defensive battle. The final score was a testament to the strength of both teams' defenses, but also highlighted the struggles of their offenses. I mean, when you've got two teams combining for less than 200 yards of total offense for most of the game, you know something's amiss. The Raiders, in particular, had a tough night. They were held to single digits in scoring for the fourth time this season, which is just not what you want to see from a team that's trying to build momentum under new coach Pete Carroll. And let's be real, folks, when you're 2-7 and have precious little to be excited about, it's tough to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Howard, the Raiders have some young talent like Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. Maybe they can build around those guys and make a push for relevance next season. And that's a fair point. But when you've got a head coach who's turning 75 in September, you've got to wonder if he's the right guy to lead that charge. On the other hand, the Broncos are looking like a team on the rise. They're getting solid play from their defense, and Nick Bonito is having a breakout season with 9.5 sacks already. If they can keep this up, they might just find themselves in the mix for a division title come December. All in all, it was an interesting game last night, but not exactly the most thrilling one to watch. As one observer noted, nearly unwatchable offensive football was on full display. But hey, that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're diving into the world of baseball now, and I've got some interesting news to share with you all. So, it looks like the Chicago Cubs have extended qualifying offers to two of their key players, Kyle Tucker and Shota Imanaga. For those who might not be familiar, a qualifying offer is essentially a one-year contract worth around $22 million, and if the player declines it and signs with another team, the Cubs would receive some draft pick compensation. Now, let's talk about these two players. Kyle Tucker is arguably one of the top offensive players on the market this offseason, and it's expected that he'll turn down the qualifying offer in favor of seeking a more lucrative long-term deal. The guy's got some serious talent, folks, over the past 5 seasons. He ranks 11th in the majors in terms of BWAR, which is a pretty impressive statistic. As for Imanaga, his situation is a bit more complex. The Cubs had previously declined a 3-year option on him, and then he declined a player option for next season, making him a free agent. But now, with this qualifying offer, it seems like the Cubs are trying to keep their options open. Imanaga's been a solid performer for the team over the past 2 seasons, with a 3.28 ERA and 3.018 innings pitched. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, folks. Will Tucker and Imanaga end up back with the Cubs, or will they take their talents elsewhere? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the baseball offseason is always full of surprises, and we'll be keeping a close eye on these developments. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're closing out today's show with a thrilling tale from the world of women's basketball. I'm speaking, of course, about the Rutgers women's basketball team and their impressive comeback victory over Quinnipiac. Now, I know what you're thinking. What makes this game so special? Well, let me tell you. It's not just about the final score, which was 64-55 in favor of the Scarlet Knights. It's about the drama, the tension, and the sheer determination that these young women displayed on the court. As I always say, the drama of athletic competition is what makes sports so captivating, and this game was no exception. The Bobcats came out strong, taking a lead in the first quarter, but Rutgers refused to back down. They pushed hard, fought for every rebound, and ultimately took control of the game in the fourth quarter. Now, I want to highlight the outstanding performance of Nene Ndiaye, who led the charge for the Knights with 23 points, 9 rebounds, and a stellar shooting percentage. This young woman is a force to be reckoned with on the court, folks. Her dominance in the paint was a key factor in Rutgers' victory, and I'm excited to see how she'll continue to grow and develop as a player. As we analyze this game, it's clear that Rutgers has some areas for improvement, particularly when it comes to three-point shooting and perimeter defense. However, their strengths in field goal percentage, rebounding, and free throw shooting were significant advantages over Quinnipiac. What I find particularly impressive about this win is that it came against a strong mid-major team. The Bobcats were runners-up in the MAAC tournament last season and were invited to the WBIT, which is considered a prestigious postseason tournament. So, for Rutgers to come out on top against a team of this caliber is a testament to their skill and determination. As we wrap up today's show, I want to leave you with some final thoughts. This game was more than just a win for Rutgers. It was a statement about the strength and resilience of their program. It's a reminder that, in the world of sports, anything can happen on any given day, and that's what makes it so thrilling. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep your head in the game.